Hello and welcome back to Guru the Guru. I hope guys you're enjoying what we're doing this far, and if so, please like and subscribe so that we may keep reaching out to more and more developers and guiding them on how to do Docker, Kubernetes and database systems. So we started a challenge last week whereby we do videos on a particular category for the whole week. We post it on my LinkedIn page, and then we also do a video to show all the commands that we have gone through. So this week we are going to be going through management of containers with Docker, whereby we will go through the deletion of a container, we'll go through the stopping of a container, we'll go through the listing of all containers, and we'll also go through the listing of all stopped containers. So we'll go through 5 steps, and I can reiterate that again. We'll go through a list of all running containers, we'll go through a list of all containers, whether running or not. We'll also delete a container, we'll delete all stopped containers, and finally we'll stop a running container. So let's go ahead. So this is my Visual Studio Code. So I just access the terminal from there. And remember, from the previous video where we dealt with Docker commands, we had left an assignment whereby you're supposed to find the IP of your virtual machine and then check if the Nginx container we created is able to be seen. So let's first check whether the container is still there. So Docker, you can just see our containers. Yeah, so this was the container we left running. You can see still running 3 days ago because that is when we did it. So let's find our IP address. So that is our IP address. So we take this IP address, just copy it, and remember this is port 7070. So Nginx is running on port 7070. Then go to your Chrome browser or whichever browser you use, paste that in and put port 7070. So we should see the Nginx page. So that showed it worked. If you've not yet watched that video, just click the button up there and you'll be able to find it. So back to today. Clear. So our first command is we want to show a list of all the running containers. So if you need all running containers, just do sudo docker. So that is, use sudo if you're not the administrator, if you not have administrative rights. But if you're the root user, you can just do docker. So if you did docker ps all running containers, so I just need docker ps. So this will give me only the running one. Remember, I have 2 containers. I have a stopped one and a running one, but you can see only the running one appeared. So sudo docker ps. We go to step number 2. You can just clear this. Sorry, clear. So now let's show all the containers, not only the running ones, but all the containers. So what we do, we add a tag A to represent all. So sudo docker, you just add that. Now you can see I have 2 containers, one that is already exited and one that is running. So you can see that. Let's go ahead to the third command. So now we showed what? A list of all running containers. We showed a list of all containers, and now we're going to delete a container. So first of all, let me create 2 or 3 more containers. So we have a few. Sudo docker run in the background on port, can go 7072, and then this is 80, the internal port, so that's a host port, and then this is the container port. So I hope you understand that. And then we can give this a name, Nginx 1, and then we can give the image Nginx. So I just take that again and change this to Nginx 2. Oh, the port, I didn't change the port. So you can see the errors that you get if you do not change the port. So 7073, the name is already taken, so let me just delete that. sudo docker ps all. Let me remove this first. So go sudo docker rm, can force it out, but it's not running, so there's no need to force. So nginx 1 2, so that's out. So sudo docker run in the background port 70 74 80, the name nginx 2, then the image is nginx. So we have that. When we go to the third one, we can do 3. First we do docker touch port, so the host port 7075 and the internal port 80. Then I give a name nginx 3. Then we have nginx. So we should have, so remember we said to list the running containers is sudo docker ps. So we should have 3 4, so nginx 3, nginx 2, nginx 1, and the previous nginx container. So that is right now. So what do we go next to? We want to delete a container. So which one do we delete? Let's delete nginx 3, the last one. So sudo docker, if it's running, you have to force it out. It's running, sudo docker rm force, and then the name, or you could use the id. So there's no such container, say nginx 3, sorry. So you can see if I go to sudo docker ps to show all the containers, will not find 3. This is nginx cont, this is 1, this is nginx container, and this is 2. So we have removed nginx 3. Now remember we have one stopped container. You can just show that again. Sudo docker ps all. We have one stopped container, nginx container. What if you want to remove all the stopped containers? Probably you have a space issue, so you want to remove all the containers and all the stopped containers and their volumes. What do you do? Clear. So it's called nginx cont. So what do? You just do sudo docker, you give the type of architecture you want. Is it a container? Is it an image? Is it a volume? If you want to remove a volume, sudo docker volume prune. If you want to remove an image, sudo docker image prune. So it's a container, sudo docker container prune. So sudo docker container prune, and then it will ask you for a yes or no. So you give yes. So you can see one of the containers has been removed. Sudo docker yes, or we should not have nginx cont. And you can see that we do not have nginx cont. So now we are on the final step. In the final step, what we'd like to show is how to stop a running container. Sudo docker ps all. So what do you want to stop? We can stop nginx 2. So sudo docker, just as we are saying stop. Docker is quite easy. You just use basic English. Sudo docker stop. Then the name of the container nginx 2, or you could use the first few letters of the ID. You can either use the first few letters of the ID, or you could use the whole ID. That one doesn't have an issue. So we just click that, and you can see sudo docker ps. No, let's just find it. Sudo docker ps. What do I need? Grep and nginx 2. Let's go sudo docker ps all. So you see, exited 22 seconds ago. So you can see it's not running. So now we have gone through the listing of all the running containers, the ones that are not running. We have stopped one and we have removed. So that marks the end of our video today. And guys, I hope you like and subscribe if you've gotten this far with us, and we hope to reach more and more developers and continue mentoring developers that are behind us, and also learning from seniors that are beyond us. Have a nice week, guys, and if you've not checked the video on volumes, Docker volumes, just click up there. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.